Ah, well, good morning to you too. Yes, I know I have quite a busy day ahead of me today, but can't I just stay in bed a little longer? I promise I'll be up in time for whichever representative of whichever kingdom is here to see me. Actually, better yet, why don't you come lay with me for a while? I'm sure I'll feel much more energized if you cuddled with me for a little bit. Don't look at me that way. You of all people must understand how tiring the first week of the new year is. You know, you still are my servant after all. Must I make it in order? That's better. You're so warm. I may just stay here instead. I'm joking. Such a serious one you are. Even back in the countryside, you were always the first servant to wake me up in the morning. Bright and early every single day. And that was on my vacation. It got to the point where I'd intentionally sleep in just to have you be the first face I see every day. All flustered and nervous as you were. I'm glad we can keep our little tradition going here in my kingdom as well. Don't worry. It's early enough that no one else will come to my corridor. Only the servant tasked with waking up the noble is permitted to enter this early. Anyone else trying to wake me up at this hour would get a shoe thrown their way. After a month of galas and balls, dances and revelry, it all comes to a halt just at the turn of the new year. But the New Year's ball father threw this year was so much fun, don't you think? Yes, I'm sure you haven't experienced anything like that before. The countryside is such a quiet place. Although, I will admit, it was a bit more extravagant than other years. And I, for one, had a very fun time. Especially since I finally got a New Year's kiss. Well, yes, I'm sure the other servants were very busy that night. There were so many people to cater to, but I made sure that you didn't leave my side. I wouldn't want you getting lost in the shuffle. And that dance we shared on the balcony away from those prying eyes. It was all I could ever ask for on a New Year's Eve. Oh goodness, I don't know where the servants go after the party is over. I suppose they go back to their rooms, or maybe they go home to see their families. I honestly couldn't be bothered. Once the wine has run dry, they're free to do whatever they want. No, we haven't done a head count of the servants since the party. Why do you ask? Missing? Let's not get dramatic. I'm sure they're not missing. They probably just weren't around when you were in their quarters. There was so much going on during the party, I'm sure they just made themselves busy elsewhere. The castle is far larger than you know, my love. There's corridors, rooms, and even entire towers that are hidden from the eyes of commoners. After all, we can't tell you all of our secrets, can we? Yes, it's been a week since the party, but that doesn't mean that something happened to them. Perhaps they felt homesick and decided to stay with their families for a bit longer. You honestly worry so very much, especially over people who you've just met. Why don't you take all of that worry, all of that concern and emotion, and turn it towards me? Instead of searching the palace grounds for some worthless wenches, why don't you search for me? I promise I'll never be too far away. Why are you harping on this subject? It's not as if they've been hurt. You just haven't seen them. What makes you think that anything's happened? Maybe they just ran away. Or maybe they were traitors to the crown. Ever thought of that? Maybe they were found betraying my father, betraying me, and they were chased away by the guards. Or maybe they chose to leave. Maybe something put so much fear in them, and they made their decision on their own. Anyway, what's 5 or 6 maids? There's more than enough staff to make up for their losses, and you'll never have to worry about that fate befalling you. As long as you're with me, you'll be safe. Goodness, I never thought you'd become so attached to these other servants and maids like this. Especially because I only brought you here to be with me. But you've become so engrossed in this role of a servant. This role that I don't even want you to play. One of these days, my love, I'm just going to... But I understand the protection the crown gives us, so I continue to keep quiet. But now, with the turn of the new year, I'm being bombarded with assignments and diplomatic trips, and it's absolutely impossible to get time alone with you. Speaking of which, I do have a trip coming up in Alenia. Yes, it is quite far. So far, in fact, that I'll need some form of company while I'm away. You should come with me. No. You will come with me. I'll have the maids, whoever's left, that is. I'll have them arrange your things. Ooh, maybe I'll have some garments made for you too. I think you should take this time to separate yourselves from these vermin and remember why you're really here. You're here to be mine. I'm tired of this servant facade that you have to play. So when we leave this kingdom, I'll make sure that you're treated like royalty.